without further ado, we're going to invite an old friend of mine here tonight. Nadine of Nadine's Music Manor is in the house. How are you doing, Nadine?
I'm doing great, April. Thanks.
And thank you so much for being here. And you're actually live from the store right there at Parker and Alma in Plano, Texas, right?
Absolutely.
Sweet. Well, I wanted to have you on for multiple reasons. First of all, you've been such a huge supporter of Breast Cancer Can Stick It since the very beginning. I remember before we even became an official 501c3, you were helping promote and helping support us back in 2012 when we were doing our very first fundraisers. And then every year, like clockwork, you donate guitars for our events, and we have celebrities sign them. We auction those off. They raise a lot of funds for us. So we're all just super thankful for your support for Breast Cancer Can Stick It, Nadine. Thank you so much for all that.
Oh, you're welcome. It's such an important cause. And plus, it's really a lot of fun. So, I mean,
It is
the
fun.
very beginning, just being part of it is a lot of fun because all the celebrities and you, and then you see all the people that you've seen growing up with, into our adulthood being there too. So it's really a great event.
It is a lot of fun. We do love our drumathons a lot. We have so much fun with those. So, you know what I thought would be cool, and the thing is like I've known you forever. We were talking about it earlier today. I got my drumsticks at Music Manor, and I figured it out. It was 1974, and that was
Wow.
about 10 years before you started working there in 1984. So we met when I was about 14 or 15, and I was curious. So, how did you end up at Music Manor in Plano back in 1984?
Well, it's been an interesting kind of long journey with drama and trauma. But actually, when I graduated from high school, my brother was in a rock band, and he and Tom Wopat and John Northrup traveled all around Wisconsin. And one of the girls that was with the band got me a job at a music store. And so all the way through college, I worked at a store in Madison, Wisconsin called Forbes Maher. And then I just became one of their guitar shop managers and did it all the way through college. And then after I graduated from college, I chose not to follow my field because it was way too much fun at the music store. That was by then late 70s, early 80s. And to be a single woman in the guitar scene was a lot of fun.
So, yeah, I could imagine. So, what was your field, if not music?
Well, I was originally going to be a musical therapist, but I ended up graduating in biology, natural science.
Wow, I had no idea.
Minor in music, yeah.
See,
I love science.
This is why I love doing the Beat broadcast, is because I have friends on here all the time, and I ask them questions that we never flip and talk about. So that's amazing. I had no idea. And music therapy was going to be something you thought of doing, and that's interesting. What made you kind of into that? Was it just being around the music with your brother and everything?
I took all my music courses. I had actually was up for a scholarship for music to go to college, but I didn't want to major in music. I wanted to be a musician, but I didn't want to major in music. But music therapy was really something I was interested in. I used to do a lot of work with occupational type therapy with children who had issues. And so I loved it, but they happened to not offer it at Madison. And I didn't want to leave Madison, Wisconsin, because it's an awesome campus. So I just finished, I had all the science requirements and everything because it's a pre-med type thing. So I just went on to graduate in biology.
That is so crazy. And, to hear somebody say, I wanted to be a musician, but I didn't want to major in music is interesting. And it's cool that you were like, kind of saw the power of music, I guess, as it relates back to therapy. That's really
cool. And I had been in music my entire life. My brother was a musician. I played piano and flute. I sang at weddings and did things like that. So I music and dance in my whole life. It just the dance part of it kind of ended when I had a severe car accident just after I graduated from high school. So that kind of changed my whole path and what I was going to do when I was an adult anyway.
Wow. Yeah, it's those major events in your life that can be that can change the course of everything, right?
And it was probably good because I probably wasn't good enough to do what I wanted to do.
I had no idea. I figured you must be a musician, but we've never really honestly talked about what instruments you could play, and I had no idea you could sing. Or do you sing at all anymore?
No, I don't.
Do you play at all anymore?
I don't do anything, any of it anymore at all.
Really, really.
No. Um, I will probably again, but I'm here 12 hours a day and I'm here 7 days a week and I get to hear really awesome musicians. So I get the best of both worlds, you know. I love to hear the good musicians play. So
Well, yeah, and I mean, you have some of the most amazing musicians working out of your shop teaching music. We were talking earlier about Scott Weltner. Many people
yeah.
might know Scott. He actually was one of the original drummers for Metal Shop. He was the drummer for Metal Shop, two drummers prior to me. He subbed for Metal Shop a lot. He played with Le Freak for a long while. And then you have Eric Sykes there, who played with Back in Black for many years.
Right.
And Dave is there from Poison Cherry and
Yeah,
many
Dave
other.
Siemens, Poison
Yeah.
Cherry. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Um,
so,
and all of our teachers have been here, like Scott Weltner's been here, I'm guessing way more than 20 years.
wow.
All of our teachers have been here forever. Eric Sykes came to me because his mom owned the jewelry store next door to us when we were on Custer and 15th. And his mom said, get yourself over there and ask Nadine for a job. And he did. And he's worked here ever since. So
That's so
that
crazy.
was, yeah, right out of college for him
Yeah.
too.
Because your location at 15th and Custer, that was probably the longest stint at one location was that store, right? Because I think that wasn't where I got my first drumsticks, but
Actually, we were about equal. I think the store was probably there for close to 20 years. I was there for, about 15 of it.
right.
Maybe it was there 18, 14. And then really actually 15th and Independence, we were there exactly 20 years.
Really? That's so
Yeah.
crazy. Well, youth years go by much slower than adult years, I've noticed.
Oh, yeah. It sure
so
did.
so like the youth years, it was like, no, you were at 15th and Custer for 40 years, and then Independence and 15th for 5.
Yes, we've been in existence,
That's what
for
it,
75 years.
I know. It's like, my gosh, dude. So what's interesting is, so whenever you came around in 1984, previously, Music Manor was actually in this house, like on, was it 14th? I think it was on 14th, wasn't it?
I thought it was right on 15th. I thought it was right there where south of where Grandy's is now, isn't it? And where Brahms was it? Wasn't it right there?
It was in a house, so it
Right.
has to be wherever their houses are over there.
Well, I think they tore the house down as far as I remember. I thought
Gotcha.
it was right there at 15th and 75.
And Lord knows I don't have any photos of the outside of the building. I would die for one of those right now. That'd be so cool to be able to look at that. But that was the store that I went to with my mom and my brother when I was 5 years old, and my brother started taking guitar lessons, and it was oh my god, it just totally Mandy, right?
Now
Charles.
That was Khaki Jovan at that store. And
Okay.
Mandy and Charles Sicking were at the 15th and Custer
Got it.
location.
Okay. Well, so when I was 5, I probably wasn't aware of owners and people who worked there or anything like that, or names of
Right.
people or anything. The first owners that I knew were Charles and Mandy, at
Mhm.
Nadine's Music Manor, or at Music Manor. It wasn't Nadine's yet.
Yeah.
And then you got an opportunity a couple of years, just a couple of years after you started working there. Now, how old were you? You started working there in 1984. I know this is going to age us all, but
It's gonna age us all. So in 84, I would have been 30.
wow.
Yeah, shush. can't believe I'm doing this in public. I'm going to be disowned by my
Hey,
friends.
I said that I bought my first sticks there in '74, and most people
Well,
watching probably weren't alive in '74, so it's all good, man. It's
well,
good.
when I left Madison, I ended up coming to Texas temporarily, and then I moved to Louisville, Kentucky, and I managed a music store there for Willis Music, who's a publisher and a chain of music stores. So I became their youngest female store manager there. And when it was time for me to leave Kentucky, my boss decided to create me a job selling on the road. And so that's how I ended up meeting Charles and Mandy Sicking, because he made me a road rep, and I called on the store and the opportunity presented itself. Mandy and Charles were getting into a new part of their life and raising a brand new family. And so the opportunity came about. So it was just a very nice thing.
That's so cool. So you start work there in '84. In '86, you got
I
the
think it was about 84. I'm
yeah.
really not sure. Like,
Well, no one's gonna quiz us on it, and
yeah,
I
I was
can't
gonna
find any
quiz it.
proof on the
Mandy might.
interwebs.
Mandy will know exactly because she and Charles know everything.
Do you know how to reach them? Are you in touch with
I
them?
do, yes. In fact, Mandy helped us move into this new location.
Are you serious? Are they still in the Plano area?
Oh yeah, uh-huh.
That is
And Mandy came
amazing.
and helped. Yep. And
We need a reunion.
yeah, when we lost power that same year, we didn't have any heat, or it was so cold. She gathered up some space heaters and brought them up and let me borrow them. So yes, they're still around.
That is so cool. And for those of you watching right now, just a quick reminder, Nadine is the owner of Nadine's Music Manor. If you have any questions for her, be sure and ping those right into the comments. But Nadine and I have known each other a very, very long time. Her store is the first place I ever bought drumsticks when I was 5 years old. So it's really a cool little reunion for us to be hanging out here and talking about old times. So back then, you purchased the store. And were there anything like do you remember like when you purchased it, were you like, oh, I'm gonna make this change or that change? Was there any major changes that you decided to make?
There were a lot of major changes. One, just because of their era, it was the 80s. So um, it was a very small store, and they had a lot of good lines, and they had a wonderful product. But we expanded, and I went from 1,500 square feet to 3,000 square feet. And that's when we became the kind of the rocker store in Plano. Remember, we had ads on Z Rock, and we did, we had Lita Ford at the store, and we, had, just all different groups that would come into the store and give concerts, and we would go backstage and have the guitars and things signed. And it was a kind of a rocker place. I don't know. I don't think you ever came to any of our Z Rock parties.
Yeah, I don't remember about the Z-Rock parties, but I was just now trying to dig up real quick and see if I could find it.
And we had ads on MTV, and
because I had a picture. I have the picture of me. Here it is. I just found it. Hold on, we're gonna
oh, that's when you played outside.
Well,
I can't see the picture, but
yeah. Hang on, I'm gonna show this one thing real quick. Let me see if I can make this happen. I've got I always like to tell people that I'm building rocket ships over here. There's a lot going on. So okay, here we go. I'm gonna try to zoom in on this real quick and show this. This is just a picture of me with Lita Ford at the store. This was in it was 90.
I have those pictures up here in the store too. Yeah, she was hoot.
So
but before that, don't you have the picture of you?
Yeah, I do. I'll show that too. So first, let me show them this, and I don't know if they'll be able to hear you. I think they will, but they may not. Okay, so I'm showing everybody right now. It's 1994. It's a picture of me on the left here with Lita Ford in 1994, and then the picture on the right is me with Lita Ford in 2014. So it's a 20 years difference photo that I'm sharing with everybody. So that picture on the left that you guys are seeing of me with Lita Ford, that was actually at Nadine's Music Manor in 1994 right there. It's freaking crazy. And I am gonna dig up that picture. I know the one you're talking about. So hang on, I'll dig that one up. We're like totally, geeking
And
out.
I
And
think that picture, the one that you're maybe looking for now, where we were outside and had the stage set outside, that was our first big event after we'd expanded the store.
yeah, because there used to be a piano shop
Piano,
next
yeah,
door,
piano
and you
shop there.
guys kind of took that
We
as
tore
well.
the wall down and expanded, and then we had a bunch of people that worked there, Paul Ladd and Jeff Silver. Jeff Silver's still
Yep.
around at the music scene, and Jason Nunnenkamp and all of those
It's
people.
crazy. That's
Yeah.
crazy. Okay, here we go. I found it. So everybody who's watching is geeking out with us. Yeah, Bill says the queen of rock and roll, Lita Ford. Yes. And in fact, she autographed a picture and she put the queen of pound for me as far as pounding drums in
Right.
the autograph picture. Oh, Bill says, who taught you how to play drums, April? That's a great question. I started out taking drum lessons at Music Manor under Warren White, and he used to play with the Ice Capades. And I don't know if he was there when you were there.
He
And then
was. He was just at the end of his time there when I was there. Yes.
and then you got John Mitchell
Yes.
after him, and John was my teacher for many years, and I even reconnected with him, much later, and took lessons from his home way later in life. So Warren White and John Mitchell from Music Manor. That's the only places I've ever taken drum lessons that I can think of.
John
I
was
think
wonderful. Yes.
John was amazing. I love John. I would love to know what he's doing. I did find that picture, so again, everybody who's watching right now gets to geek out with us. This is me with Nadine of Nadine's Music Manor. I've been going to Music Manor since I was 5 years old, so we have a lot of history here. Again, if you're in the Plano area, you got to go to Nadine's store. She's at the corner. She's at the southeast corner of Parker and Alma in Plano, Texas. So you got to go check it out. Swing by there. She's there, like she said, all the time. So be sure and come check it out. But here is a photo from when the location was at 15th and Custer in Plano. And that's
Right.
actually me there playing. You can barely see me, but I'm there in the very back playing drums with my band at the time. We were called 100 Proof. And you said you think this was maybe the grand opening of the
I
expansion?
think it was about 87, maybe. Do you think?
Well, I know that this band, 100 Proof, got together in 1990 ish. So
1990. So then that would
maybe
probably
89. Maybe 89.
that makes sense then, because that was a couple of years later. Yeah. So it probably was 89 or 90.
Yep. So that's me right there, 1990 ish, playing at Music Manor right after the expansion happened. It's so crazy, man. I can't believe it. All right. So I'm all over the map right now. We've really taken people back with the Lita Ford picture in that one. But tell everybody just a little bit about, what makes Nadine's Music Manor different from like a Guitar Center or some other stores like that.
Well, one of the main thing, of course, is that we are just totally mom and pop. We've got people, we're a stuff store. We have gifts, we have t-shirts, we have all sorts of stuff. And we used to frankly do a lot of the stuff that Guitar Center does, but they get we can't be that kind of store anymore. We can't compete directly with them. So I have to learn to backpedal and get my little niche and do things. And we have things that we can do. Like if you have a certain string that you like I have a customer named Matt who likes the John Pierce medium phosphor bronze. So I keep those in stock for him, and I have another customer named Eric who likes the hybrid slinkies. So I can do that. I'm not a big store. If you come in and say, hey, I'm going to buy these from you once a month, I'll go, okay, I'll do it, or whatever sticks you want and things like that. Probably the biggest difference that we have now versus what we used to do is that we are really a strong print music store. So we really specialize in all like the UIL solos for the kids for school, all the back to school band books, and all the piano method books for piano teachers to teach, because the big stores don't want to deal with it. It's really low profit and really high maintenance. But I love it. And I love the challenge of somebody coming in and they have to play their solo in 3 hours, and they like, well, everybody told me only Nadine's would have it, you know. So that's the fun stuff that we do here.
Yeah, that's totally cool. And you guys also have stuff like for parents out there who have kids in school and high school band and stuff like that. You guys have like stuff for like clarinets and French horns and things like that.
Yeah,
You have
we don't carry the actual instruments, but we have all the oils and we have all the reeds
mouthpieces.
and, flip folders and lyres. I guess for some reason we seem to be the flip folder center. For you that don't know what those are, they're our marching band thing that they put their little instrument music in. And we are like the flip folder center. When school starts, it's like I put up a table with 100 flip folders, and the kids just run in during their break, all sweaty and hot from being out in marching band, and come in and buy their flip folders. So it's fun.
Yeah, and like you said, this is stuff that really makes you stand apart from like a guitar center. Is these kinds of things you can't find other places, and Guitar Center doesn't, you know, everybody goes to Guitar Center for certain things, but like they don't have like gifts and stuff like that. Like you guys have a lot of fun. Like if you have a musician in your life and you want to get a little gift or something, you
Yeah,
guys
like
have a
we have
lot
a
of fun
little
stuff.
tiny drum set.
Yeah, look at that, dude.
Look at
Yeah.
that cute little drum set, or we have a little metal guy, playing the drums. That's
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah.
So we have stuff like that. And then also our lessons, our teachers are, you and I talked about this a little bit, but our teachers have been here forever and their jobs are to teach, and they love their students and they love what they do. Right now with COVID, it's been very difficult, but we're doing a lot of online, Zoom lessons and some in person. And, Scott's here, Scott Weltner is doing drums, and he also teaches adult keyboard and beginning piano and things like that. Ben Gratt and Eric and Dave Siemens and Brian Foreman are all teaching guitar. So we got a lot, and we have 2 harp teachers. We have Cindy Horseman from North Texas. I don't know if you know her. She plays with Michael Medina and some bands around the area. So she and another lady, Shauna Richardson, teach harp here also. And we just have a lot of different things going on.
Yeah, that's super unique. And I know I think some of your guys teach ukulele as well, right? So they don't
Yeah.
like
We have
like what are all the different instruments that just like Eric teaches there?
Eric teaches guitar and ukulele. So,
Yeah.
And Brian Foreman teaches guitar and ukulele. He's an awesome classical guitar teacher, but
Yeah.
teaches all teachers things. Ben Gratt can teach anything, but he is such a whiz on the electric guitar. It's incredible. And then Dave Siemens, like you were talking about from Poison Cherry and Guns for Roses, he teaches jazz, he teaches classical, he teaches rock. I mean, our teachers they're real people and they love their students, and that's the best part about it.
Yeah, and it's so crazy. We were talking earlier, Brian Foreman was actually my brother's guitar teacher, and that was, I mean, I think my brother was going in when he was like 16, and my brother's older than me, so that was a long time ago. So Brian's been with you forever.
Now Brian's going to be mad at me too.
Well, when they're not here, we can do whatever we want.
It's like, wait a minute. My best friend in Wisconsin, I always have to call her and say, how old am I now? Because tell me how old I'm allowed to say I am, and I'm going to be in big trouble.
Well, I mean, I like to think I don't look my age, and I feel like you look like you're my, like we look like we're like the same age. And whenever you said you were 30 in like 84 or whatever, I was like, that doesn't make sense.
Business. It
it's
either
true.
Keeps you young, or it gets you really old really fast, or it keeps you young. And you and I want to keep us young.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that there's folks that maybe struggle with addiction and things like that in the music industry, and that can really make you much older than you are, or make you seem a lot older, and it can be really hard on you. But just in general, I think you're right. Music does keep us young. Bass player for the Breast Cancer Can Stick It band, we just watched that video a few minutes ago here on this live broadcast. He's a few years older than me, and he looks like he's like 27. I'm just like, dude, but he's all about the music, and he's just, he lives music. And I think that music keeps you very young. I gotta pull in here. I've got a few people that have commented, Nadine,
Okay.
that I want to make sure and tell you. So Joseph Lee down in Alice, Texas says, so do you have any no stairway signs?
We used to, yes,
That's
indeed,
awesome.
but not anymore.
Yeah, right when that Wayne's World came out, you had to. And then
We actually had a commercial with that on it, with Jeff Silver and somebody else sitting on a couch doing the Wayne's World thing, and we had a no stairway sign.
that's so awesome. And by the way, I have to tell you, I actually, before this broadcast, I found the commercial. I have it on my computer, the one that me and Jeff Silver and Doug Hale and somebody else did. I think it was Doug Hale. We did that commercial, and it was around Christmas time, a long time ago. But the quality is like, I mean, it's from
horrible.
the 80s.
Yeah.
The quality was really bad, and you'd only see me for like a little blink. And I was like, I won't torture our audience by playing that for them tonight. I also wanted to say that Joseph said that that's what makes your store an icon, is that you're in touch with real people. That's very cool.
Appreciate that.
Very cool.
And the thing is I get to see all the younger generations as they come in. So that's another way I can kind of stay in touch. So
Yeah.
appreciate that, Joseph.
Yeah. And Bill Martin, Big Bad Bill Martin from Florida says, you rock, Nadine. And looks like and he says, you're 28, right? See?
Yeah.
Right. That's right. We're
definitely.
both 28. We are.
Exactly.
And Daniel Michael, who was one of our top fundraisers in 2020 for our virtual fundraiser, and he was part of this year's fundraising as well for Drumathon 2021. He's in the house right now. He says, hey, all, what did I miss? So Daniel, this is Nadine of Nadine's Music Manor, a local shop in Plano, Texas, at the corner of Parker Road and Alma. And she's got her own music shop there, and we were talking everything Nadine's Music Manor with her tonight. It was the first shop where I bought drumsticks when I was 5 years old. So, and they're also a sponsor year after year for Breast Cancer Can Stick It. They provide a lot of stuff, and they've always
With our
been super
famous little
supportive.
egg shakers.
Yes, that's right. If you've ever been to Drumathon and we throw out egg shakers, they are from Nadine's Music Manor. We have those every single year, so that's thanks to her. Joseph says, being an old school rocker and guitarist, if I lived there, I would definitely go to it says, if I lived up there, you would definitely be my store. That's very cool.
Awesome.
So
Thank you.
Joseph, when you come in town, dude, we'll have to meet up there sometime. Yeah, he says GHS boomers. Yes.
Okay, got him.
Yep. On it. Bill says, keep up the great work. So very cool. That's awesome. Hey man, we didn't really start too late, Nadine, and we got our whole 30 minutes in and chatted. I think we covered everything we were thinking we would cover.
I think it's been so much fun. Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, totally. And of course, I'll keep you posted as to when Drumathon 2022 is happening, and get in touch with you about that, and we can partner again and save the world from breast cancer, right?
Yes, indeed.
Yes, man. Yes. Thanks so much for joining tonight, Nadine, and everybody.
Love you, girl. Talk to you later.
No worries, man. Love you too. And everybody, be sure to check out Nadine's Music Manor, Plano, Texas, the corner of Parker and Alma in Plano, Texas. Nadine'sMusicManor.com. Check them out. Follow them on Facebook, and support those local music stores, man. All right. Thank you, Nadine, for coming, girl.
Thank you. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Guys, give it up for Nadine. She rocks, man. She's a rock star. Man, what a fun night, man. We had so much fun with Monica on the show earlier, breast cancer survivor, and then followed by Nadine of Nadine's Music Manor. So cool to have her on and catch up, and to hear her backstory, because, like I said, I've known her forever, but we've never really had these conversations where we talk about like how she got involved in the music industry and what she does as far as, playing piano and flute and a singer and all that stuff. Super cool. And we just wanted to really show her some love and thanks for supporting Breast Cancer Can Stick It since the very beginning. And my music career, to be quite honest with you, she's been a part of my life since 1984 and always been so very supportive. I always knew if I went to Music Manor, I was going to be taken care of. Nadine's Music Manor in Plano. And then as soon as Breast Cancer Can Stick It started up, she's been sponsoring year after year ever since our first fundraiser back in 2012. So we're super thankful for that. All right, guys, if you joined late,